Good morning. Welcome to your favorite morning show. It is called Jasiri. Thank you so much for tuning in. It's always a pleasure to bring this show to you. And speaking of pleasure, guilty or otherwise, my ladies are here. I want to ask them, what do you think your favorite relaxation or leisure spot is? So ladies, what's your... I like these questions that take us unawares because we don't plan them.
Mine's the pool.
The pool? Yes, I know.
Inside water.
Yes, inside water. Blessings posted a video on her page, and the first time I said, my own is not, yes, you swim. Who did she wear bikini?
No,
she wore bathing suit.
Bathing suit.
Bathing suit.
Bathing suit.
Yes.
Yeah.
She was.
But I asked her, the question I asked her was, who is the snappist of the picture?
It doesn't matter.
And she laughed and she did.
Of course she can.
But I love being underwater. Like it takes away.
I did tell you. Why do you love being under? It's not even the underwater.
She didn't say in the water.
Underwater.
It's the marine spirit in you.
Therapeutic.
It's unfortunate that we like the same thing. If I need to be really relaxed, it's the beach for me. And water is just my go-to. If it's not the beach, then I want to go on a green hike. Like
green
like be in the forest environment.
But that's actually good for you.
Yes,
that's
there's
actually
just
good for
something, you know,
this attachment
about it.
I love greens. Like if I go on a holiday and either of it is not there, I don't feel like I'm doing anything.
Yeah.
Like I want to go from the beach, then go for a walk, like a nature park, look at butterflies, you know, stuff like that.
things that Nigeria denies you.
My sister.
What would I like? So I like water. What is it without you people and water? Well, I don't necessarily need to be on the beach. Let me be like in my hotel room that extends to the beach. So, or I walk out onto a pool. There's a jacuzzi here, so I can do the two. I like AC. I like cool places. I like, you know, something bubbly in my glass.
Goes without saying.
I like a little bubbly in my glass.
In other words, you like the soft life.
So Katherine,
I love this.
what's your own leisure spot?
I was just going to, there's a reason why I asked this, and I was just going to.
No.
Yes, no.
Question.
Give us.
Yeah, that's it.
This is not Lagos. Stop it.
Is this Lagos?
Is what? Sorry, let me ask the question. Is this Lagos? Actually, it's looking like no. It is. That's Atlantic. Eco Atlantic, right?
Yeah.
Producer, can you please tell us? Yes, this is Landmark. Eco Atlantic. Wow. And we heard reports, guys, this is actually Landmark. We also heard reports this morning already that sand filling has begun in the Landmark area of Lagos, which would enable the bulldozers to move on to the beach. But that's a very developing story that News Central is going to be, of course, following today. But Katherine, why did you ask the question?
I asked because I don't know if you all have noticed how hard it is to find free beaches. Public free beaches in Lagos, seriously. Because with all the beaches that we have in Lagos, you'd think that there would be at least some place where you can go to that is easy for you to just hang out, not being asked for any sort of payment, because sometimes you need to pay for entry to these beaches. You would think that there would be at least one to just go, just walk on the beach and enjoy for all you beach lovers and all you water lovers as well.
Is it hard or is it impossible?
It's impossible right now.
You can't find, and even if you find, the awon moile will still
where?
Because people will still ask you.
I don't even know. Like I grew up Bar Beach. Bar Beach was free at that time. Everybody, we used to go there for holidays, like Easter period especially. The beaches seem to, in Nigeria, beach and Easter period seems to come alive together a lot. And that was what we enjoyed. But right now I live in the Ajah area and I go to the beach there and you have to pay.
How much do you pay every time you go?
It depends. Some beaches, the grade A ones like 5K. The maybe grade
what
C,
exactly?
an entry to even get access. You know, they have some kind of development.
Yes.
There probably will be a beach house, there'll be something. So, but for you to gain entrance, to be able to access the beach, you'd have to pay.
And so
some cheap ones, 2,000.
And this point that Lolo makes, particularly about development, is what has been one of the biggest issues for many people. So Lagos State, you're surrounded by water. Yeah, we do not do enough with the water that has been given to us. So Lagos State, unfortunately, what we tend to see is a lot of privatization of the beaches, where the state is handing over their development to private entities to develop and make it into beach resorts and whatever else, and private investors, which takes away the ability of the general public. This article is from Bloomberg. Says sweltering Lagos has 25 million people and 0 public beaches. It's
Please,
sad.
What is that? Well,
So is Heatwave. Translation is that inside this heat, what normally happens in other places is the people will go in droves to the beach. But here,
Florida, Miami.
And it's revenue generation also, because you go there and you find out they create an environment that is so convenient. You find that you can stay the entire day at the beach. You can stay there, have breakfast, lunch and dinner on the beach, because there's always so many things to do. But here
access is free.
And then it's free. But here we're paying between 3-5 to like...
And you know, everybody's selling everything. When I was growing up, at least people did businesses. You know that when you go there, you can see people buying and selling. You know, but now every private beach has their own entertainment offers. And you know that it cannot be cheap. Unlike when you can just access... I don't think this earring is going back. And you cannot just access... Malam, Suya. Yeah.
Sorry, that's something that happened in the green room before we came on air. Lolo, finish the thought, not the one you said.
Like now you can buy Suya off the Malam, you can see people, you know, hawking, you know, ball bones, pop-off, things you can afford. But now you're going to have to purchase things from the owners of the private beaches.
Which don't allow, most times they don't allow you to bring things in. If you're doing
pay exorbitant.
Cottage is ridiculous. So there are
I had a beach party like 3 years ago, because my children, they associate Easter with beach. So I had to pay to bring food in like 100,000.
Cottage,
for the cabana or something. It wasn't even like a cottage. It was just like a
a thatchy. I think it's a term, cottage, where you're a corkage or something like that, where you're, instead of paying for the food there, you have to pay an amount to displace corkage. There's it. But also a point we need to look at is, given that we see so many of these private developments, isn't that a failure of government? So government is saying, oh, we can't do it, so we can't provide security, we can't give you the amenities, let's hand it over to people who can. The government will look at it as an easy thing. This thing is being developed, the state is looking good, it's being taken care of. But it's a problem for the citizens.
But I'm not even going to lie, right? Especially in Nigeria, if we depend on the government, if we have any free public beaches, it's going to be rubbished in no time.
Well,
I'm going to be honest.
I don't necessarily agree.
Well, rubbish wasn't rubbish.
Because I don't think that there's enough maintenance when it comes to the government, to be honest. Maybe it would take a while, but eventually you see dilapidating resources, you see things not working, things not functioning, people drowning, people getting kidnapped.
People are drowning even now without it being government blessings.
I also think because blessings didn't grow up in the where we grew up.
I'm
serious. Not so bad, but what government will still have to maintain it.
But they will not do it.
They'll have to set a standard.
You will delegate, and probably everybody comes.
Loma is there.
Oh yeah, someone can say, okay, so bring your country, the manifesto, tell us what you can do, and we select a company based or companies based on what the application.
Well, there's a free park in Alausa. I took Corday there a while back, and it's been
there. A free beach?
No, so I'm just saying that free can work. Governments can make free work if they want to. You make this park free.
Alausa would work because the government is there. So when the governor is driving, you have to drive past the dilapidated park. So they want to maintain the flowers, whether they like it or not.
What seems to be our problem with maintenance? Our maintenance culture is zero.
It is.
The international community looks at us and they shake their head.
We had an agency of government that was federal maintenance agency.
It wasn't like
when I was growing up, there was a federal maintenance agency that their own job was just to maintain all the government facilities like roads. Like now you see, like in Aja now, under bridge, the pothole is a well. When the rains come, that place is a death trap.
And then it now causes traffic, loss of man hours. People are frustrated when they go home. Like there's a lot more for government to do, and it feels like we're going to add another demand to them on top of looking into public beaches. But that's what government is there for. You're a custodian. You're not meant to hand over and sell off certain aspects that should be for the enjoyment of all residents.
I think the government of Nigeria is like tailors. They like to sew, but they can't amend. So just create things.
She has arrived. And even enough, and let's even compare it. You know, we talk about how Lagos is so lively and bubbly. People will come to Lagos and they enjoy themselves. But let's be honest, if you travel around West Africa, you'll see that we don't have what a lot of people actually have.
Yeah.
There's one travel agent or tour agent who organizes budget trips across West Africa, and she spoke to Bloomberg for this report, and she said that Lagos is probably the only city on the West Africa coast where there are no free public beaches. Now, she's talking about cities like Takoradi in Ghana, Cotonou in Benin Republic, Abidjan, Ivory Coast, all of which are known for beautiful free public beaches. Aburowa.
Emphasis
They're
on
supposed
free.
to be like Aburowa. But if you see the Benin Republic and Abidjan, the beaches,
my God, less
blue water
and clean.
That's
I
what I was
haven't been
starting.
in it, but I will. I plan to.
Because it's amazing. Even don't even go too far. Go to Kribi in Cameroon.
Say it again.
Klivi.
You said? Let her say it.
Go to Kribi.
Kribi. Spell it.
K-R-I-B-I.
K-R-I-B. Okay, Kribi.
Yes.
There we go. We're educated too now.
It's like a beach.
Go to Kribi alone in Cameroon. We have a poor. It's something that should shame us.
Yeah.
Because we are so rich. If you visit, like Tolu says, other African countries in street parlance are learning work where we did.
Yeah.
But it's as if we are just high on our own supply, that
Yeah.
we take things for granted, and we feel that, because we're the giants of Africa, there are so many things that we
Everything
can less tombe, that we can just,
Do you know, when we talk about this, do you know what, can I say piss off on TV? This one thing that pisses me off, every time I pass Ekpo Bridge and I look at National Theatre, and I just think, wait, now let me paint the picture. My husband always tells me I'm dreaming too far. And I look at National Theatre and I'm thinking, in the middle of Lagos, you have a lagoon. First of all, you do fishing. You do boat jets, ski jets, whatever you call it. You do fishing, you do ski jets, you do swimming. You clean that whole place up. Then you have a mini resort in the middle of the city.
And then you have
multiple restaurants, theaters, movie cinemas, shopping, hotels.
Who said you were dreaming too much?
But I do know that National Theatre has actually been handed over to the Bankers Group, I think it is, from the national government a few years ago for them to revitalize. But that
place
you know
is how many
piece
times?
of tourism real estate.
Do you know how many? Do you know how many people they've given that place to rehabilitate, to revitalize? It's just that our priorities are always wrong in the country. These are places where, if we really, really invest wisely, they are money-making ventures.
No, you see,
and
for
it's
us,
monumental.
There is that's why it's spiritual.
I love it.
Am I right there? Yes, about spiritual, because it is incomprehensible until we bring the Chinese or the Americans.
Oh, this is the first time you use comprehensible in English. You always comprehendo.
I think on that note, we're going to go for a quick timeout while Katherine recovers. And I can tell you why Blessings is feeling big this morning. Tell them why, Lolo.
Because when she comes to work, she's always inappropriately dressed.
That is not the why. I will tell you the why, because Lola's not telling you why. The reason Blessings is feeling big this morning is because she's not going to be Gen Z alone on the table. Yeah. So she feels like she has a compatriot, a comrade.
Oh, right. I didn't know that. Actually, no wonder. All right, welcome back. Thank you for staying with us. We're streaming live on our social media platforms. We are at News Central TV. Use the hashtag Jasiri to be a part of these conversations. All right, Jasirians, buckle up because we are about to take you on a wild ride through the digital landscape of the Gen Z pop culture, where Instagram likes, TikTok challenges, and Snapchat filters reign supreme. And they have said that we don't have shame as well. And I can see it, to be honest. It's a whole new era, fam. Social media isn't just a tool. It's the heartbeat of my generation, shaping everything from the way we communicate to the way we express ourselves. And as the resident Gen Z here, I can tell you firsthand in the impact it's having on our lives. I don't know why Lolo sneeze came in at that point, but it's okay. From viral challenges to internet memes, social media is our playground, our canvas, and our community all rolled into one. So finally, I have someone who, though not Gen Z, can very much relate to my generation, and she can understand me, unlike our mothers here, with all due respect. She's a fashion and lifestyle creator, Uduak Ekpo, also known as Miss Udi. Welcome to Jasiri.
See, this seat, you cut it, because this seat you're on.
Thank God.
You're not there.
My mother.
Did you see how she
know that
sent her mother?
Listen, thank God she had rehearsed it. You know, it's the heartbeat of my generation. It's our heart palpitates with. My God,
She could have stopped at mothers. She doesn't say mothers here.
Yes, I mean, no, the things that will suffer from this disrespectful generation.
This generation. This is what we're talking about.
We cope with her. We're trying to inculcate, some values. But she keeps going through her dress and tightening it.
In all fairness, I'm trying to teach you how to relate with the Gen Zs out there, so that when you go out, you'll be like, I have.
So Gen Zs,
Why did you face me? That it's me you are trying to teach, Abby. Because I'm the oldest on this table.
Oh, you are. Are you?
Am I?
Oh my God!
Anyway, we're very excited to have you, and you look beautiful, amazing. Ladies and gentlemen, this conversation is about to get a little lit. I just had to sound like a Gen Z. Anyways, to my question, social media has become like a powerful force in shaping our lives, especially your generation. I mean the Gen Zs. So, how do you think your social media has influenced your generation's lifestyle? The steez.
I don't know that one. No, but steez is a 90s word, please.
Yes, we kind of
it's a R&B
I knew you would say something
But
like
they
that.
say steez
we
now.
brought it back.
They revamped. They'll say they revamped.
Yeah,
it.
why
They think they're the ones who originate everything.
No.
They're remixing.
We're not claiming
They're
it, but
remixing.
we revamped it, and it sounds better, coming from us.
Anyway,
Disclaimer. Gen Z, millennial.
What's the difference?
Big difference. Big difference. I mean, you share with them what the difference is.
I love
She has been waiting for this.
No, please ask your let's shine the spotlight on her.
But you know what? So in terms of that, because I look at millennials, thank God I'm still millennial, that generation we're the bridge. We experienced the beginnings of social media. They only have ever known social media. And then the generation before us didn't ever really, they're late. They're playing catch up. So we're like the bridge. We straddled those last dredges or last ages of time.
So why do you have to use the word straddle? Are there no better English word?
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Are we going to ever get to the question? Ma?
Did she's a millennial show?
I didn't know.
It's Gen Z, so our attention span is short.
Why
Please, let's not just be wrong.
Go ahead. I was going to say that the Gen Z, I'm not so sure where the number starts from.
I'll look
but
it up.
I know that it's like 1990
It's late,
to 2000 or so. Right?
Yeah, late 90s.
I will confirm.
So how
Yeah.
late is the 90s?
So from
Late.
after 5, like 6,
So like
7.
995
Yeah.
to
Yeah,
now.
5 is millennial age, but 6, 7, 8.
Don't worry.
Yeah.
You're on Jesse. We confirmed. We will
Let's
get it.
confirm it.
We'll get
Yeah,
it across.
late 90s.
I just know that I'm a millennial, so yeah.
So when you look at, we came into social media before it became the whole thing. Now it's the whole thing.
Yeah.
What do you think?
So I think that there's, again, no balance for the Gen Zs. Because the millennials have like balance. We did like traditional, like went to 9 to 5. We're there where you make call and then you have to tell, don't call, oh, it's my mommy's phone, oh, so I have to call you back. We're there when MTN came and all these, networks. We're there when there was the 310. We had patience to type, messages and write and type. But now everybody's just going like this.
With short forms, hey?
Yeah,
With
that's
short
when
forms.
like I hate, someone wants to say, hey. Why can't you just write H-E-Y?
No.
Why
No, but
type
that's not just a Gen
H-Y?
Z thing. Oh.
It's a Gen Z.
It's
no.
not just a Gen Z thing. I've seen some millennials do that, even to me.
It is filtered.
Maybe it's just
Because they're trying
filtered.
to assimilate. They want you to understand them.
I don't chat like that. It's
Maybe you're
very
a broadcaster.
broadcaster.
So what do you do that other people? What do Gen Zs do?
So
that other people
the thing is, I've always said that I'm one of the oldest Gen Zs. So I'm more mature than every other. Sometimes when I even argue with the Gen Zs, they feel like I'm not Gen
can't
Z.
relate.
Because I have seen, even though I did not exactly participate in all of these things, my mom had a 3310, and there was a time, I think I had a boyfriend when I was in primary school. My God, I'm saying this. And I remember typing. I also typed, so I can also relate somehow to some of these things. So I'm like the wise one that they come to.
Please let me tell you people the generation. So there's a generation called the Lost Generation. 1883 to 1900.
Yes, they should be lost.
The greatest generation was 1901 to 1927. Silent generation was 1928 to 1945. Baby boomers, a lot of our parents, 1946 to 1964.
I'm not even a baby boomer.
You're not. You're Gen X. That's it. Gen X is 1965 to 1980.
She's so happy.
Millennials are 1981 to 1996. Okay. Gen Z is 1997 to 2012. And then Gen Alpha, where we are now, is 2013 to the present.
Wow.
I wonder what's to come with Gen Alpha.
Well, let's really talk, because the lifestyle that we see now is a little different. I think these Gen Z are very in your face. What would you say about this generation that influences everything? And they seem to influence so quickly.
They're setting trends.
Yeah, so I feel, first of all, they are bolder. Like, bolder. I have a Gen Z in my house, my niece, and she's like, she can say anything to anyone. And I admire that, because I mean, we grew up with when they say, oh, shut up, don't do this, don't do that. But I feel like that's the advantage that Gen Z has. They have guts, they can do anything. And I feel also that it takes a lot to be on social media, because people are literally marking your scripts on the internet. It's not like when you're at work and they've not promoted you. You can even lie and say, my boss doesn't like me. That's why they're not promoting me. But if a creator or you're maybe sharing on social media, everybody who finds your page today, tomorrow, next year, all the years to come, will just physically mark your scripts right there. So it takes some level of braveness and audacity, which also comes, there's also an imbalance.
There's an imbalance. There's an imbalance.
If the audacity is used for good, then it's good. But the other way around.
Absolutely. So because I absolutely agree, because I think too many Nigerian adults now were raised as children who were told to be quiet. They weren't able to find their voice. They were not given the confidence to speak, to be able to dissent against adults. And it followed them into adulthood. But this generation that there's no pause, they only hear go, there's no come, is a problem. But I want to stick on this sort of curated social media situation. Trends, we've talked about that. They set trends, TikTok challenges now. You can take a line from a song, it becomes a TikTok challenge, and then it translates into streams and requests. And then I'm hearing a song later, I'm like, oh, I heard it 3 months ago on social media. That's the power of this generation. But there's also the pressure to conform. There's a curated lifestyle. Everybody's showing the best of themselves. And we're seeing the push for perfect bodies, be it BBL, no surgery, application of Snapchat filters. There are people who do not have any picture that does not have a filter on social media. And then, of course, to be appearing rich for the gram. We've heard about people who go and rent the jets that you can rent so that you can take pictures in the private jets that you rented for. But at the end of the day, how do you think this pressure is falling back on the generation? How do they deal with it? Have you ever felt that pressure? Because you're a content creator.
Well, I would say I'm an old, I don't know.
You're an old hat.
Soul. My mom would say I didn't really have the issues that teenagers had. So growing up, I feel like I've been the same way that I've always been, just with more growth or maturity. So I wouldn't really say I can relate, but I see people who do that. And even though I feel like in as much as they can be brave and bold, there's also that tendency to follow what other people are doing. And also, even though these things have been there, social media now makes it more, bigger and all that. Because if people are going through, maybe like when we're in boarding school, there was still peer pressure there. It just wasn't showcased on social media.
Because I think all that is amplified.
Exactly. So I think that social media has now amplified it, because you can be crying in your house and nobody knows, but then you put it on social media and then everybody, and then you're trending and all that.
No, you set ring light to go and cry. So tears and snuff. I just want to, it's been the worst day.
Bro,
what is that? But that's a generational thing. To them, they're sharing either trauma or experience. Meanwhile, I'm here like, what are you doing?
And if you actually say anything, it's like you're insensitive.
Yes.
You come to cry. My mental health is on fire.
It's coming for us on their platform.
Because that's like the major word you hear. Mental health, depression. Even when I employ people and then they come and work, and somebody can tell you, oh, I was tired today because my mental health is just, and then you don't come to work.
And you expect me to deal with it and still pay you at the end of the month.
And then at the end of the month, I'm still going to pay you.
But in all fairness,
what did they?
In all fairness, right, we're past the generation where people have to work and work tirelessly.
No, baby.
This is already affecting my mental health.
That's why I said I need you to choose the words
she's literally
carefully. I just wanted to tell her.
She's shutting me up.
I said let her land.
She's not letting me speak.
My sister, choose the words carefully.
I'm just trying to say, like, if I know that, I mean, my working 30 days a month does not exactly add one extra penny.
How many months would you prefer? How
Like, even if it's something I can do from home, let me do from home.
And you can't do from home.
Everything cannot be done from home.
Why? Why do you think so?
Everything cannot be done from home. Every job cannot be done from home.
Why
can you do this job from home?
I mean, I can send the video.
As we're seated here now, can you do it from home?
We can have Zoom. I mean, we survived during the COVID-19 pandemic.
We survived. We didn't leave. We survived.
Don't you think that it's time to start adapting to that? I feel like we're just so rigid that we're not allowing for change. We're not allowing for change, because if we could survive during the COVID-19 pandemic, people that were making money were still making money. That's when some content creators emerged without even physical.
I emerged.
Exactly, and you didn't even have to appear in places physically. If we were to have this interview during the COVID-19, you'd be at home.
All right, so let's take what she's saying now and ask you, do you think Gen Zs nowadays have become lazier?
It's not laziness.
Is it your question?
I'm just backing up.
My mental health. My mental health is being challenged.
We've become smarter.
No, but that's not the question. Lazier is the question. So, first of all, the word is lazy, right? And if you're not doing what you're supposed to do at the time you're supposed to do it, that's what it's called. So, giving it any other brand or name, it's just dressing it up. It's like when someone is late and then you start saying, oh, I was late because there was traffic. Did you not know that you live in Lagos and it will take you 2 hours to get there? Or you get there, I'm like, oh my God, so sorry I'm late. When you should be remorseful and saying, sorry. So there's always that tendency. Of course, I won't generalize to say it's all of them, but I feel like it's the majority. Sorry.
Yeah, it's not, to be honest, it's not all of them, because at least I think that I still have a little bit of patience. But also,
a little bit of patience. A little bit of patience is not patience. What do you mean?
I'm just thinking that I know that this new generation, like the TikTok, all these viral challenges, they actually influence culture.
Pop culture in particular.
Pop culture in particular. And some of these cultures are very dangerous culture, or I would say alien to us in our own climes here.
Okay.
But these are some of the things that set the trends, and all our youths jump on it. I remember when they were doing this crate thing.
Oh, the crate challenge.
Yeah. And people actually lost their lives. Some people broke their backs.
Sorry,
but
I was laughing.
It's still a culture that influences. So how do we want to find a balance in this generation? Because sometimes they are hard to reason with.
I think we need to keep trying. Like I said, even Gen Z or anyone else, it's a human thing. So even if it's Gen Z today or someone else tomorrow, we still need to have those conversations on and on, where people know, hoping that we reason with their reasoning.
That we get through to them.
Yes. So that's why I'm just thinking to myself that if we see, there's a negative part of it, of course, where you say, oh, the trends are there, they're doing all these things, and then there are people that are just jumping on trends. They don't know the reason, they don't know why, they just know that, oh, this person did it. And then if you're now popular, anything you say, even if you're 17 years old, there are people who will just follow blindly without thinking about it. So, I don't know, we need to pray.
I'm also going to say that I do not entirely think that this influence thing is completely a Gen Z thing, to be honest, because I know that there was a time that my mom, for example, I love her. I don't know why I'm always using it as an example and then she feels bad, but to be honest,
Mommy,
right?
we love you.
Mommy, I love you. I love you. So the thing is, when the whole social media thing started, right, it was as though all her children were addicted to phones, and she was always complaining, leave this phone, be phone, eat your food, sleep, things like that. But when she found out about Facebook
and WhatsApp,
hi,
my mother is a WhatsApp
broadcast messages.
I do say so myself.
See, especially that Facebook.
Like so I feel like she, at some point, because it was one thing that gave her companionship, right? She became obsessed with, like, she was always on her phone. If her data finishes like this, she will call everybody. And then there's also the pastors online that will send you things. If you see a crocodile and a lion, make sure that you put two of them together and kill them, and then she will send it to you as broadcast. So I feel like that's also a level of influence.
It is,
right? So I think that everybody has that ability to be influenced, and social media has kind of heightened it because it's bringing out things that everybody is getting addicted to, different set of things, different things. They're getting influenced by. So they may not be getting influenced by the challenges on TikTok, but they're getting influenced by the pastors that pray every morning and tell them things, and then they'll come and be telling you they saw a vision. So I think that influence thing cuts across every generation.
It does.
Yeah, I want to. I would agree with you. I agree. Yeah, I think that social media has just amplified this copy culture that everybody is doing. and it cuts across generation. Even now, I have seen a lot of
Less.
So adults jumping on trends that if my father woke up in his grave, he'd be like, I hate it bad.
So I want to pick up on what she said. You know, you talked about having your niece with you and audacity. This generation is audacious.
No, they're
but
audacious.
Let me tell you, that Gen Alpha, I have a Gen Alpha in my house.
Oh,
the
Lord.
audacity my daughter has. And what I try to do is I want her to have that that braveness, to be able to speak. But I tell her, please, you face the world with it. You don't face me and your daddy with it. Straight bullets. So sometimes it happens, if he does it to one of us, we'll both look at each other. Me, I just carry my face. It's your turn. But anyway, let's get to that audacity leading into shamelessness. You know, as you were sitting down, I just opened my phone, social media. First post I'm seeing is
Get Ready With Me.
That one.
Even and now that I've jumped on Get Ready With Me.
Did you see J. Paul last week?
Please hold on. So first thing, I opened my phone on the platform, and I see a young lady who's probably very much a Gen Z saying that she was talking about the best intercourse she's ever had in her life was with her married neighbor, and this is what she posted. And my first thought was, where is this shame?
Yeah.
So we like their audacity. I wish it would have been tempered with a bit of the experience that that millennial generation has. Yes, she posted. Do you want me to read the comments?
She posted it
online, saying that the best sexual intercourse she had of her life is with her married neighbor. Her full act,
like that.
Her full act is there.
The best what?
No, it's exactly.
And then what's the second?
No,
but that's what you
I
see.
don't like
And
when
this is even Tolu is even talking about it. There's been worse.
You know, I woke up, I was
There's
watching
been worse.
Instagram today, and the first picture I saw a lady that was very heavy, top heavy, and she was dancing like something. I'm like, is it that she has no community, no family?
Let me read the last part, because you could go, and she's married.
Married to who?
She's married to somebody else. He has been, this is the last part, so if you want to go and find it yourself. He has been hitting on me for months. I was dissatisfied with my husband for a long time. I decided to start responding to this guy's snaps. We ended up having an amazing affair. I had the biggest O for the first time in years. If you don't know what that is, I can't tell you. But anyway, we come back to this.
Okay, I need to fix my face because I'm reacting.
Even Blessings can't defend this. So yes, what we keep hearing is, I'm living my truth. I'm speaking my truth. You know, it's self-love. And you look at them and like, you're talking about having an affair on your husband with your married neighbor. You're not hiding anything. Yeah. And somebody will say, it's what happened. You guys should get over it. It's my truth. Yeah. I'm claiming my space.
What I want to say is in my heart. I don't know if I should say it.
Please say it.
So it's okay.
Because I know Hannah, I give her a date.
They will first hold you for a talk.
Wednesday.
This early morning.
This early Wednesday morning.
Honestly, I know Tolu, we're laughing, but
it's not
are
funny.
we going to keep seeing? Because when something is a trend, should we be preparing ourselves for worse?
And in addition to what she's saying, in your line of work as a digital content creator, I'm sure you've heard worse and more scandalous posts like this. But for you, do you think it's hard?
How do it? Look at them that do fashion. She influences fashion.
I influence fashion.
So this grown that people is doing. I saw J. Paul.
I said, grown.
What did you? Great grown. GRWM. Get ready with me.
Grown.
So we have to call it
Let's say get ready with me.
Okay, so must we now start from your undergarment? Because after some time, we're going to be seeing you people stark.
Naked.
So let me speak. Let me speak for the people like me. I don't naked myself to do my, and I do it pretty well. Yeah, so I don't have to wear bra and pants to make sure that another thing you should notice.
Trick.
Yes, that's what I was going to say. That the people who do it, I promise you, their engagement is off the roof, and that's why. I don't say I would understand why a Gen Z would want to do that, because if you're comparing yourself with someone else and they can see the numbers, because now they're checking the numbers, they're checking the views, and to them that's success, that's progress. And so they're thinking, because now even Gen Zs are like, okay, if you want to tell them to do something, you need to let them know what the importance of that thing is.
Yeah.
You need to tell them, oh, this is why I'm telling you to do this and do this. So if you're saying this is why you should do this, and they're seeing the numbers where somebody is wearing only bra and getting naked, or the men who would pack things I don't think is real in their pants to make those videos, I don't understand.
Again,
whose son are you?
to be honest, again, right, this culture of shamelessness is something the society has endorsed. And I'm not going to lie, because you would see the Get Ready With Me, somebody said that instead of starting with pants and bra, let's just start from the
from bathroom.
Since you want to get ready. But another thing is, when they post these things, those comments criticizing them is a comment.
Yes, it's a part engagement.
Yes, as you're commenting is engagement. As you're you think you're criticizing
someone else, it's engagement.
And the algorithm is picking
and
it
you
up.
see a lot of people saying, oh, they are criticizing. At least they are criticizing. They are talking. That's why a lot of people will go to celebrities' posts and put some very nasty comments. It's not because they hate them. There was a celebrity that posted something, and then someone said something very silly, and the celebrity tagged her, in fact posted her picture and said, look at this idiot, and she was like, oh my gosh, you posted her picture.
I remember, you posted
I'm like, why did she even post a picture? So anything for clout, let's be honest.
So I think that's an issue with this generation, and even it's not just this generation. Anybody who immerses themselves in social media, you're going to get lost. You're going to get lost.
You will do
and I want
anything.
to also ask about the fact that everybody seems to think that jobs are on social. Everybody who starts is not going to be a social media influencer. You're not going to be successful. And I really want this generation to understand that social media is a footprint. People have lost jobs that could have changed their lives because of every uncouth on whatever thought of thing you said, and companies are now doing social media investigations before they hire people.
And people don't see that.
So you have to be, your content has to match your brand, and I think also has to be intentional, something that you're not faking. Eventually you'll give it up. But if you ever think you're going to go into the corporate world, there's going to be something for you outside of this social media, consider the footprint that you're leaving behind. Because companies have said, nope, no thank you, next.
But there's also the pressure of comparing yourself. Somebody's doing this. How many followers does she have? How many followers does she have? Now, when the guys started dressing like women, we said, ew, ooh, what is this? Some people
now we love it.
I won't lie, it has affected me. There's one I love so much. I'm sorry, but I don't know why and how come. Against my everything, but still, I love.
What happened?
So how is it affecting you? How people have found the way to be tasteful about it. Others just enter as if, they just, I don't know, there
are people that have hacked this social media thing. That when you do, like, they do something that they know you don't like it, but the way they do it is just so pleasing. You just can't help it.
It's like when we watch movies and you find yourself rooting for the bad guys.
Exactly. So I also want to ask one question, right? And this is me asking, how do we create the balance? Now, we have said that the Gen Zs, especially the alphas, the Gen Zs come nowhere close to the alphas.
No, I went for an Alte concert.
She was ranting for 2 days after that concert. She said the things that her eyes saw.
I had to come and ask Blessing that, what is Alte? Because I probably didn't understand it. Because even me, I really tried to dress that day. I haven't worn my men's skirt. Oh God! But is it that the labelings come with definitions? Maybe we do not understand. Because what I saw that day reminded me of the early.
Did she say reminded?
Reminded me.
Why it reminded you of Woodstock?
Yes. That time when rock culture was those rock time.
So the grunge.
Yes, that grunge thing.
Yes, that grunge
I saw belly buttons exposed. I saw. Yeah, but it's Alte.
So Alte took from a lot of other influences.
Somebody told me that Alte means alternative human.
Yeah.
No, I don't know about the human, but it means alternative.
I don't know about the human.
In any case, what does alternative mean?
Or this Alte lifestyle we're seeing in Nigeria?
Well, so I think it was defined by whoever defined it. Again, that's why we'll go back to the trends. Somebody probably woke up one day and called it that, and then gave a branding to it. Because if you're here now, whatever brand you want to put out there, if I want to brand myself today, I'll brand. Modest fashion, who called it modest fashion? What you call modest is what's modest, because what may be modest to you may not be modest to someone else. So somebody probably started it in Gen Z, and then people who who related to it, right?
Why are you looking at me?
Because I want to confirm now join the conversation and then made it a thing. So there has to be that name, that brand. That's why we're calling me Gen Z. We could have said, oh, people born in 1992, this, but there has to be a name, a brand, so that it's put in the right category. So yeah, I guess that's the right category.
Very small. I'm waiting for social media today. They won't like us. All right, Uduak is staying with us. We've been enjoying this conversation, but we have our very special hot topics coming up, and she's going to give her take on. I want to do the math on this story, guys. When we come back, you'll find out why I went to do a math. $1,000, I'll be 1,000 naira to $1. There's a reason. Stay with us.
That's Lolo. Welcome back, guys, to Jasiri. Now it's Hot Topics o'clock. So when you hear that stinger, you know that it's amebo, steaming, and I love it. So our hot topic is a scenario that got all of us buzzing. This one's got layers. Trust me. So picture this. Your significant other lands a dream job, but there's a catcher X from way back, and that is the boss. Here's the kicker though. Her salary skyrockets. So would you allow your partner to take the job? Uduak, hear me. For a layered perspective. Okay, English is plenty, Abi.
Yes.
Let's watch this video.
My girlfriend makes $70,000 at her current job. She went to a job interview today. She calls me and tells me she got the job and she's going to be making $100,000 a year. The only problem is her ex from 5 years ago is the boss of the company. I tell her it's gonna make me uncomfortable knowing that she's gonna be around him all day, every day. I tell her if she takes the job, I'm leaving because I know I'm not gonna be able to handle it. If she loves me and wants to stay with me, she's not gonna take the job and she's gonna go somewhere else. My question is, am I doing too much? Does that make me insecure? If you were her, what would you do?
Let me do. I said I went to do the math. Let me first. So when I went to do the math, I had to break it down. So 70,000 means she's making 70 million now. I did $1 to 1,000 because we don't know we don't know what things are happening. So she's going to make 100,000 in the U.S. in a year. Is going to be equivalent to $100 million a year.
And that's
100 million naira. Because I want us to be able to think about it in our own.
But it's just $30,000 over what she's making already. $70,000,
which is not such a big deal for her.
It's not bad. No, I want us to be able to translate it. She was only making 70.
No. Who is the owner of the job? Is it me or the man?
It's you.
Well, so my question now is,
he's not your husband, he's your boyfriend, but you guys are talking marriage.
Then we don't have a conversation because I thought it was her husband.
No, but they're talking marriage.
That guy is I'm sorry, because I dated somebody in the past doesn't mean that we have an active, except he has reason to believe that there's still a relationship.
You want to tell me you're working with your ex that closely?
Me, I don't have ex that hold me to ransom.
So that's the thing. This is why I feel like a lot of people do not feel comfortable telling their partners who their ex
because
is.
If I didn't tell you won't know.
Let's be honest, every partner will be, if my boyfriend comes and says he'll be working with his ex and the ex is the boss, I would feel some type of way.
So what if the ex was just a colleague? Not on the boss level.
Whatever.
Well,
that one might not have influence.
So, again,
this one has influence.
Again, my thing is, it depends on the context. If this guy is useless, sorry to say, like he doesn't, the boyfriend now, he doesn't do anything. Namide, you know, Namide mix and master.
I like that.
No. I'm just being honest. This is how a lot of women would think, right? If he's going to have my back, right? If I'm going to let go of this, I need to know that this person loves me. He's going to be willing. He's not selfish, and he's not a leech.
He will help me to accommodate or help me to make up for the $30,000.
He may not make up. He may not make up. But
when I say make up, it's not to give me the money.
Guys, okay,
I'm saying
I know we're gonna dig in, but let's take the reactions starting from the ex. Let's see the build up so that because something we can run away with. Walk with Dev Walker. This sound like a husband demands being made by a boyfriend, respectfully. Now imagine if she declines the job and y'all break up in 6 months.
I would look for him in his house and I would kill him.
The question is, how much do you make? Can you cover the difference if she turns down the job? Do you have plans on marrying her?
Even if you can.
So another thing,
She should leave you for trying to suppress her success. Support your partner. If you're uncomfortable, then that's valid, but have a mature conversation about it. Don't threaten to end the relationship just because you're insecure.
Exactly.
Is this the insecurity?
It's the insecurity that's like my problem, because you're not even saying, oh, let's have a conversation, let's see. You're saying it's either I take the job or I lose you. Boy, bye.
Hey, but the thing is, why do you guys not appreciate the fact that he said his truth?
He said his
A lot of people will bottle this up.
It's affecting his mental health. And then
Something that will be incidental in their relationship. I respect him. Whatever decision the girl takes, it has to take. But the guy was upfront about his insecurity. I don't think it's something we should do.
She takes the job. The ex is her boss. Oh, babe. Oh, it's 5 o'clock. I'm so sorry. I can't make it tonight. We need to stay longer. I'll be back at 7. Oh, the team is having a dinner to celebrate. Oh, okay, they come.
But if he wasn't her ex, it would be the same.
Exactly.
Normal things happening.
But normal things that typically will happen with a job, because it's the ex,
it'd be a problem. But that means he already has the insecurity problem.
No, so let's not lie. Again, that insecurity is a general thing, because how do we balance in that position? And someone asked that. Someone said you're not married to her and all that. So what if she takes the job, they get married, and he's still not comfortable with her working? Is that okay to now leave the job?
I'm saying that whether he's married or whether he's her husband or boyfriend, the fact remains that the guy is being insecure. Because even if he wasn't her ex and she worked anywhere else, and she needed to work late hours, if he's insecure, he's insecure. It doesn't matter if she's earning 50,000 or 500 million.
All right, let me ask the ladies. Let me ask the ladies here. Let's be honest. If it were you and your spouse or your partner or your boyfriend has this offer, what would your take be?
I would be very uncomfortable, to be honest. But I will have a conversation about it. Also, I need to know the person that I'm dating to start with.
Yes.
I need to know that, okay, what are their values? What do they stand for? Is this something that I can stand behind? Is this something I can trust? Good and fine. I would be uncomfortable, and I will let him know how uncomfortable I am. But he should take the job.
But the guy is... No, that's what I don't like, double standard. If we're going to say the guy was upfront with his insecurity, he said it. He's saying his own truth. It's her choice.
But it's not just the insecurity.
Yes.
His truth is the insecurity. The issue now is his insecurity is leading to an ultimatum in their relationship.
That's the only snag.
But what if he knows her? What if he knows the kind of person
if he knows them, the ex is not the problem. The problem is any man.
Because it could be the driver, the cook, it can be anybody.
The ex is not the problem.
And what I'm going to say is,
suffering in this
don't give it if you cannot.
I'm
honestly going to say, don't give it if you cannot take it, because if the lady too is in the position and she can't take him working with the ex as a boss, then it's a...
Would a woman tell a man?
But anyway, let her leave him.
Wait.
Guys, slide into my DM. I will take the $70,000. I will stay with you. Have you seen the face of
He's not the one paying the money.
Which face? I'm not going to eat face when I wake up in the morning.
Forget my sister. What is this? They're materialistic people.
I agree. Me.
And they'll be looking for love.
Okay, ladies. Okay. The Gen Z is about to take over.
It's okay. We allow you.
That's how we can take on this. Please, guys, want to know what you think. Do you think the guy is doing too much? Do you think he's been insecure? Do you think that the lady can take it if it's given to her? You know, when they dish it to her, she should go feature Pam. But anyways, that's all the time we have for today's episode of Jasiri. Thank you so much, Miss Yudi.
So you mix and master. You are the
mix and master. Thank you so much, Uduak, Ekpo, for joining us today. You have amazing content. Please keep it up. It's nice to have someone who understands and think like me on the show, as opposed to my mother. Now, before we go, I want to remind our audience to keep the conversation alive. Share your thoughts, experiences, and insights with us on social media. We love hearing from you. With that, it's a wrap for today. Remember, stay curious, stay engaged, and keep spreading that Jasiri spirit wherever you go. And you fans me, let's do it again tomorrow. 10 a.m. What's the other side? Please.